Welcome, Fort Smith, to Give Me 5 minutes with Fort Smith City Director Neil Martin. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're going to talk about the things that happened last week, and then we look ahead to what's going on this week. So let's go ahead and get after it. Give me 5. On September 19th, we had a voting meeting. Not a huge agenda. There were 3 items and then 1 item on the consent agenda. And consent agenda is where we group a number of routine things into one item. And usually the board has a ton of questions about anything, whether it's regular agenda or regular item or consent agenda item. So to be honest, it really doesn't matter. We ask a lot of questions on a lot of different things. And we vote on the consent agenda all together. So it's really, there were 4 items on the agenda. So 3 of the 4 items, we all voted 7-0 unanimously in favor of. And I encourage you, if you want to look at those, you can go to fortsmithar.gov/watch. And there you can see the full agenda. You can look at a summary of how your director voted, or you could watch that meeting if you wanted to. So I'd encourage you to do that. But the one area that we disagreed was item 2, which is the third-party review of the Fort Smith Animal Haven audit. And what was presented on our packet was this to be tabled. And there's some procedural things around tabling an item. It prevents any discussion. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the audit, what we were going to do. I had some comments about Animal Haven audit in our officials forum at the end, but to table that item number 2, it was 4-3. Directors Christina Katsavis, George Katsavis, and I voted not to table that item, but there wasn't a lot of discussion around it. And so I took the opportunity to talk a little bit about it in the officials forum. But I also took a visit, an unannounced visit at Animal Haven this past, I think it was Thursday. I went out there, met the folks, saw some of the animals, got a chance to just kind of observe the Animal Haven. And I think that's important. I think it's important that we all do. One thing I would make mention of, if you have the capacity or opportunity to volunteer, I would encourage you to volunteer. It's a difficult situation these animals are in, and I encourage you to go out there and try to help out as much as possible. But that was our full agenda, 4 items. It was a fairly quick meeting, but we had a lot of discussion in the official forum. Normally, we would have a meeting this coming Tuesday, but on our meeting last week, it was requested and voted and approved to cancel this meeting because we have an all-day strategic study session on Friday, the 29th. So we try to do this every year. We try to sit down as a board all day, talk about strategic imperatives, things that are important to us, direction we wanted to go for the city. And we had, I've got the information that we had last year here. We talked about homelessness, staffing, marketing our city, communication, code enforcement, business incentives, and animal control. Number of things that are very important to us. And I'm sure some of these will also come up in our strategic session this Friday. But it's a great opportunity for us to sit down, sit together. We'll have a group from UAFS that'll lead us in those discussions. And we really have a good opportunity to talk and be open and discuss kind of some long-term and short-term strategies for our city. So that's the game plan. So September 29th, all-day strategic study session with the board, staff members, those kinds of things. So it's a really important day, and I always look forward to it. That's it for this week's Give Me 5. I am so appreciative that you watched this video, and I encourage you to check back every week to see what's going on in the city of Fort Smith. And I hope this video made you more informed or aware of the items that are in front of your board of directors. And don't ever forget that we represent you. We are your board of directors. So we'll do this again next week, next Sunday on Give Me Five.